Hi guys, it's me, Jessica. Welcome again to the Fast English program. Today we're going to be talking about articles. So to begin the lesson about articles, we're going to start with the definite articles. So an article is a word that's placed before the subject of the sentence that indicates that we are talking about a person, an animal, a thing, or several animals, several things, or people. The first type of article we're going to talk about is the definite article, which is the, written like this. So this definite article is used when we know the thing that we're talking about. So for example, we could say the car. It's not any car, it's a car that both the speaker and the listener are already aware of. So it's a specific car, the car. You can also use the in plural form. So you can say the car, or you can also say the cars. The definite article stays the same for singular and plural. So I'm going to go through all the different ways when you use this exact definite article. The first, most common way is that we use the definite article the to refer to something that was already mentioned or that was mentioned before. So for example, the elephant. This elephant in particular was already mentioned. It's a specific elephant that the listener and the speaker is already aware of. We also use the when both the speaker and the listener know what they are talking about, even if it wasn't mentioned before. We also use the in some sentences to define or identify a particular subject or object. For example, the man who wrote the book. It's a specific man, it's the man, not any man. We use it when we talk about objects we consider unique. So for example, the sun, the moon, the earth, the equator, etc. We use the before superlatives or before ordinal numbers. For example, the only one, the first, the second, the third, and so on. We also use the with adjectives when we refer to a whole group of persons, families, or nationalities ending in sh, ch, and ese. So for example, the Irish, the Dutch, and the Chinese all have the before the adjective. We use the with the words beach, cinema, country, ground, jungle, radio, sea, seaside, theater, world, station, shop, pub, and library. So for any of these words, the comes before. So for example, you would say, I'm going to the beach, I'm going to the cinema, etc. So you also use the before the word most in a lot of cases. So you could say, for me, Ecuador is the most beautiful country. You use the with the words morning, afternoon, and evening. So the morning, the afternoon, the evening. You use the when you refer to specific historical events. So for example, the Second World War. You use the with the names of rivers, seas, groups of islands and states, mountain ranges, deserts, oceans, canals, and directions. You use the with the names or nouns with the word of. You use the for musical instruments and dances. You use the with titles, for example, the Queen, the Prince, etc. You use the with the names of cinemas, of theaters, of hotels, museums, newspapers, magazines, ships, etc. You also use the with decades or groups of years. For example, the 1970s or the 20th century. So for all of these uses, you use the definite article the, but here are some other cases where you don't use the ever. So we never use the with the names of countries if singular. So you only say Ecuador. You don't put the definite article beforehand. You don't use the with the names of languages, with the names of meals, with people's names, if singular, after the apostrophe S possessive case, with honorific titles followed by a name, for example, Prince Charles. If you said the prince, you would use the definite article, but the name, the honorific title, Prince Charles, does not require a the. With professions and with years. With none of these cases, you use the definite article. You also don't use the definite article with most cities, streets, stations, and airport names. So I know that was a lot to remember, but we're going to go over articles a little more next time, and we're going to begin with the indefinite articles. So thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you next time.